Well, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folari. Well, today my guest is a senator of the Federal Republic, Sunday Karimi. He's the senator representing the Kogi West Senatorial District.
Thank you.
You're very welcome to
Thank
the
you.
program.
Yeah.
We just thought we'd do a sort of a progress report on the 10th Senate.
Yeah.
So, to dive in with both feet, head first, as it were.
Yeah.
What would you say was the, primary, the principal achievement you think this 10th Senate has achieved so far?
Okay.
There's a whole of a long way to go.
Yeah.
I mean, people think of it as we're in almost like a halfway mark here. So there's plenty that can still be done. But as of now,
okay, thank you.
Do you think you've done very well?
We have done good. We have done.
You would score a pass mark.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might not say excellent, but I think we are doing well.
Yes.
Our objective from the start is to engage with the executive, not with a confrontational attitude, but how we can work with the executive to achieve the best for our nation. And we have found it interesting working with the president, being a former member of the National Assembly, a senator of the Federal Republic, the vice president, a senator. It was even part of the Ninth Assembly. Even the wife of the president, also a senator. So it was an interesting thing. So we started from beginning of, these are our people that are coming in. Let's work with them. Let's move together, work together to get the best for our nation. And we are doing that.
Okay. When you say our people, I mean, you've been in the Senate since when?
I've been in the National Assembly since 2011.
Okay.
I was part of the 7th and 8th Assembly.
In the House of Reps? Okay.
I had a little break in the 9th Assembly. Then I'm back to the Senate now.
There you are, back to the Senate, going to go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. But speaking on that, you just sort of referred to, some principal people in the country as our people. Yes, of course they are our people, including us.
Yeah.
We are all.
When I'm talking of our people, our constituents,
Okay.
the masses of this country,
Okay.
they are the people we are representing.
Yes.
We are representing the grassroots. We are representing the sovereign masses of this country. So when I refer to our people, these are our people. Yes, those ones are the top, the bourgeois. They are also our people. But we care more for the grassroots. So our aim from the beginning is how we can work with the executive to get the best for our people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get into a particularization, but generally speaking, there are those who say that this 10th Senate, National Assembly, isn't it a bit too comfortable with the executive? That is to say, I mean, the level of cooperation with the executive, let me use that word, the level of cooperation with the executive, I don't know whether to say it is exemplary or it is one kind. Why is it that they never fail to get whatever they want, they ask for?
I wouldn't say they've always gotten what they've asked for. Right from the beginning, the ministerial screening, the president brought a list of senators. We screened all of them, and we rejected some, despite the fact that they are nominees of Mr. President. So if it is a rubber stamp thing, we will have passed all.
Okay, your word, not mine. That rubber stamp thing, you've heard of it, and you think it is unjustified.
Let me tell you. those that are talking on rubber stamp, they don't know what they're saying. We've had issues of not being on the same page. But we negotiate a middle-term approach. Let me tell you, most budgets that are sent to us, let's talk about the last budget.
Okay.
The last budget, some new people came into the budget. I mean, the Minister of Budget and National Planning, and they gave the president an impression that, look, all these issues of constituency projects, that the president should do away with it. There is a wastage. That's the impression being created by some Nigerians. Let me tell you, the constituency project thing is the best way to reach to the grassroots. They don't give us this money, you know. Mm. They only give us an opportunity of allocating projects into the budget, of suggesting projects. Let me not say allocating, suggesting projects into the budget. So they give us certain window, certain amount. The president, this last budget, he wanted to stop it totally. He said no, he was not going to do that, based on the advice given to him. But the leadership of the National Assembly negotiated with him that, Mr. President, if you are going to stop this thing, then you are going to be at a total loggerhead with the National Assembly, because this is the only way that we're able to reach out to our people in terms of giving them dividends of democracy, in terms of carrying projects onto our people, in terms of infrastructural development for our people. For more than 2 weeks, the president didn't want to do that. But at the end of the day, he understood and allowed the constituency project to remain. It will have been stopped. And the constituency project has been there since 1990, let me not say 1999, 2000.
For a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And people have begun
to think that
maybe it was being abused, maybe that people didn't understand it. That's why it came to the level of do away with it. The advice he got of do away with it altogether.
People just, you know, Nigerians, they just have these negative things about National Assembly, about the legislature as a whole. They look, constituency project. Let me talk about my own senatorial district.
All right.
Ask my people what.
That's Kogi West.
Kogi West. What constituency project has brought to them? I can name. My people call me Mr. Water.
Okay. Okay.
Because I make sure when I was in the House of Reps, every community have access to potable drinking water. That is, I don't want my people to suffer because of water. So I make sure I introduce one water system to those communities. It can be a motorized borehole, solar power. I had it across most of the communities in my federal constituency then. And I'm continuing that now. Communities that has poor power supply, we give them transformers, solar street lights. We introduce a lot of things like my own project now. I'm doing bursary awards for students in public tertiary institutions.
Okay, now this is your personal project.
And my colleagues, they are reaching out to their constituents in different ways. You cannot know the problem of the people more than us, because we are the one representing the grassroots. Some are doing roads. Like part of my project this year, I put money on federal roads.
How is that?
That is my people are suffering because some of these roads are projects, they have been awarded for years and they are not properly funded. So, rather than see it as a continual burden on my people, I had to put some money there.
So this matter about, well, that's a federal road, the federal government, the federal authorities, for whatever reason, they've not come to it. You don't have time for those kind of stories. What can be done will be done, is what you seem to say.
Yes, part of my constituency project, part of the funds they gave to us, 2 billion, I put it on the worst part of those roads. And I put it under the Federal Ministry of Works. I went to them. You have to do it.
Okay.
And the minister is cooperating.
And work is being done.
And in fact, they are going to mobilize there in the next 1, 2, 3 weeks. Okay.
Now, one can see indeed, what can benefit the ordinary folk from having a senator, or for that
even
matter,
in the House of Reps,
they are doing the
same thing. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. In fact, any parliamentarian, I imagine that even at the state level.
Yeah.
So this is fine, but I wonder if you consider it as a sort of the president's tax bill and the whole conversation that it generated.
Okay, good. Thank you for bringing this on.
Okay. So
the tax reform bill.
The tax reform bill.
If you look at the problem that was created when this tax reform bill was brought, you would think Nigeria will fall down. People, even governors of APC state, came out to condemn it. The president is trying to satisfy Lagos. They want to do this, they want to do that. My brother, I'm a member of the Finance Committee of the Senate. The tax reform bill is the best, one of the best things that has ever happened to this nation. Do you know what it's going to bring to us? We are going to have states competing with each other on funds generation, on revenue generation. Because the more revenue you are able to generate, the more
will accrue to you.
Will accrue to you. We are not just going to have a situation where some state will just sit down and be expecting manna from the center. This tax reform bill is going to bring drive that, look, people competing for revenue generation. And that is one of the best things that has ever happened to this nation. Nobody, no government, before now, has been able to tinker with the tax reform bill to encourage states in the federation units to compete and bring more revenue. The tax reform bill is almost being done with. I'm telling you, in the next 2 weeks, before we go on break in August, I believe we are going to get the tax bill passed into law.
Yet people...
We have worked hard on it. All governors in Nigeria, they are now on board. They now see reason why we have to pass it. They now see reason why it will benefit their states. They are no longer abusing Mr. President again. They now see the sense in what Mr. President has done in bringing that tax reform bill. And this work, we cooperated with the president, with the executive. We worked hard. We did a lot of work reaching out to even the state. By the time we did a public hearing on it, where all interest groups came.
Indeed, that was very, I was surprised because the one thing it showed was that initially, not everybody understood what it was all about.
People were just talking out of context, out of the things inside the bill. I'm not saying that everything inside the bill that we just accepted it. We made amendments in some areas. The House of Reps, I'm sure they are done with their report. Our report is in the Senate, is almost completed. By the time we resume, where we still have gray areas between the House and the Senate. We will sit and harmonize, and we are going to submit the report. And I'm telling you, before we go, in the next 2-3 months, we are going to have the tax reform be passed into law. And that will be one of the best things that this government will have done for this nation. Okay.
I mean, I'll take it. And thank you very much, Senator, because I am the person asking the questions. What has the Senate really done that it can justifiably be proud of itself? There's so many things that have happened, such is the nature of any organ and in the life of an organ. Now, when I look at it, I just remembered, it doesn't necessarily follow anything or precede anything, but the speed with which the National Assembly passed the reinstatement of the old national anthem, that was something else. So I just wonder what your personal thought is on that. Mr. President had sent a bill. I think I'd prefer Nigeria we hail thee, our own, their native land. Yeah, that's the one. Over and above this one. And you guys, for whatever reason, you said that's fine. Let's go.
Okay. Now let me ask you. The old anthem that we stopped, it was introduced by the military.
No. It was when you say the old,
I'm talking of the
anthem that has now been replaced by the original.
Yeah. It was introduced by this anthem that we have now was there before.
That's the original.
That was the original.
That's what Nigeria got independence with.
That was what we got independent with. It was the same military that changed it to
Arise, O Compatriot.
Arise, O Compatriot. I'm sure you're aware of that. This president came in his own wisdom and gave reasons why he wants us to return to the original. I've told you, we are not in the National Assembly to start fighting over nothing. We are there, and that is the aim of this leadership. I'm talking of the leadership of the National Assembly led by Senator Godswill Akpabio and the House of Reps Speaker. They are not there to fight the executive. They are there to work with the executive, dialogue, and see how we can move this nation forward. We know for us to start fighting over anthem. How can we accept the anthem? We must go, we will not agree with Mr. President. We are not there to fight and disagree with Mr. President. Tell me, why do we need to start fighting or disagreeing? We must stay put with the Arise, O Compatriot. In the first place, are we the one that put that in place? So what do we stand to gain on that? The president saw the reason that, look, let's go back to what it was from the beginning. That anthem brings Nigeria together the more. He wanted to create a new national orientation. That was why he introduced it. And we agreed to work with him.
You agreed with him?
Yes.
But you did, it's not as if you debated the matter exhaustively.
We debated it.
Because it was very quickly...
Let me tell you, what you guys don't know is that there are some issues. Instead of debating publicly, we go into our executive section to look at this. Instead of going to the plenary, the floor, and shouting and disagreeing with each other, some contentious issues, we go into executive section and we go to debate it there. We go to argue. We go to give reasons. And when we are done with the executive sitting, it's as a closed section, we go back.
Okay.
Because all the issues, they've been resolved at the closed section. So
it's not necessarily every last thing that is done in public, debated in public.
Yeah.
There are some that...
we debate a lot, argue a lot at the closed section, executive section. And in that executive section, we are able to dialogue, see reasons with each other. And by the time we come back to plenary, you see us just resolving and as if nothing happened.
Okay. you started off by saying that, look, if you were to rate it, you would say we've done good.
Okay.
That's what you said. We've done good.
I'm going to. You want me to give the areas who have done well?
Yeah, and while you're at it, I can just add on what I was going to bring up now, which is that what do you think was the most difficult time in the Senate? So, but go ahead to hear those things that made you say, we've done good, all other things considered.
Okay. You see, I will just give you some major achievement, some blueprint. One, in the area of national minimum wage.
Okay.
You know, there was a time the labor went to strike because of national minimum wage.
One moment, Senator, I beg your pardon. I do believe that we have a caller, if I'm right. Good morning.
Good.
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Morning, Uncle Yuri.
Good morning to you, sir.
Of the season.
Indeed.
Celebrate.
Thank you very much.
My name is Steve from Abuja.
Okay, Steve.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome, Steve. Go ahead, please.
All right. First and foremost, to make the record straight, I would like to put an assertion to the honorable there, saying
distinguished senator, actually.
Okay, sorry, distinguished senator, that most Nigerians don't know what legislation and what they do at the parliament. I stand to differ, but I'm going to bring my contribution. Before then, let him understand that even the layman understands what law in Nigeria is in our current situation. Now, whatever oversight function they are always carrying out, if it's been brought to the fora, to the public, haven't called some agencies why some of these things, failures are coming in our monetary policy, in some rules and regulations that are making Nigerians not benefit from the democratic precedent we are enjoying in the country today. If you bring these policies out, we are going to understand it basically. Now, secondly, I would like to also let him know that when you are talking about constituency projects in your own legislature, wherever he's coming from, when we are talking about holistical approach in the legislature, we mean, one, what is the senators or the House of Reps? What is that one thing that they have brought to the House, to the floor of the House, that is going to benefit the common man in the street? The 10th Assembly, if you look, I'm not going to say this is what they've done and this is what they've not done. But if you look at the parameters, they've not been able to even bring anything in the floor of the House that will cushion the effect of the common man. And that's where these people are not understanding the masses and the groanings and the yearnings of Nigerians. It's
all right.
Simple. ABC, present this. Look, whatever the senators are debating, whatever the National House of Rep members are debating, when they see that whatever they are debating in the floor, look, Nigerians are watching. This thing is going to benefit us. This one is not going to benefit us. Weigh it 50-50. This one that they have done is fine. This one that is going on in international community is fine. But this one is okay for the common man. But they don't do that. Today is one problem or the other. Tomorrow is this one fighting that person. Next week is take this seat, take that seat. For crying out loud.
Okay, Steve. Steve, thank you very much. We've got the gist of your matter. Maybe to let the senator weigh in on the matter.
Okay. Thank you,
Steve.
Steve, he is passionate about what we can do to make the lives of our people better. And that is why we're elected. You know, before his call came in, I was talking about the national minimum wage. You know, the national minimum, when this government came to be.
Well, again, I apologize. I understand we have to take a quick break.
Okay.
So let me just do that. We'll be right back. Do stay with us. Welcome back. We had to do a sort of a quick break there, but Our guest is Senator Sunday Karimi of Kogi West, and a call came in. He was responding to that before we had to go on something of an emergency break, which wasn't actually an emergency. And somebody had called in and was complaining that how the ordinary man, you know, was not getting all that he could be getting according to his, you know, point of view. So you were just talking about that.
You before
it was Steve.
Yeah, my brother, Mr. Steve. Thank you for your call. Just like I said, we are concerned about the honorary men, the honorary people we call them. They are our people. They are the people that elected us. Without their vote, we wouldn't have been there today.
That's right.
And we are doing all that we can do to make their lives better. Let me tell you where we started from. This government, when they took over, the economy was really bad. I don't want to blame it on any past government, but it was really bad. We got to a situation where to survive, they had to be printing naira. You know, when a government starts printing currency, that is, you cannot even do anything better to make a source of livelihood or a source of a means to fund the activities of government. That was where we took over from. What they call ways and means. But this government came. They had to stop that. If you look at it before this government, the foreign capital investment was almost nil. Nobody is ready to come and do business with us. So this government came in, they had to create a new order. And that brought a lot of hardship to the citizenry. The president took a bold step by stopping fuel subsidy. Fuel subsidy was a dream pipe. It was a dream. It has been a dream pipe on our economy for long. Some people will just take this thing they call the fuel that they are subsidized, take it to neighboring countries. Nigeria, the fuel they are using in all our neighboring countries was being subsidized by Nigerian government. And that is the way we've been living. The president came, put a stop onto it. And that brought about high cost of living for the people. But he had to do that to save for our future. And we cooperated with him for doing that. You know, because of the high cost of living, the labor force came up that their wage was too low. We had to work hard, work with the labor, work with the executive. We immediately came up and passed the national minimum wage bill.
Okay.
If we are not there for our people, as the people are saying.
So that was indeed a major one.
Yeah.
I'm going to come right back
we
to
passed the national minimum wage bill.
Okay.
The president also brought this NEL fund, Nigeria Educational Loan, to fund education so that students can approach NEL fund to take loan.
And he had to come
for
to
the education.
And
it comes to the assembly, we pass it.
Okay.
We also pass many other things.
Indeed.
Like the Regional Development Commission.
You might be able to mention some of those things because, but let me just apologize to Emeka. Apologies, Emeka in Alimosho. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Ayori.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I do enjoy your program every day. When it is on air.
Okay.
Yes, I want to speak to the distinguished senator.
Karimi.
let me speak on my behalf. I personally am not happy with what is happening in this country. When we are having senators and representatives representing us in Abuja, the people are suffering. My concern, he talked about national anthem. Let us put that aside. It has nothing to do with my stomach. The villagers are not going to farm. I'm from Delta State. If you know what is happening there, you see a band of yam. These boys, so-called herdsmen of Boko Haram, they will go there, machete all the yams into two. They will divide the yam into two and burn. All those yams in the barn, they will divide them into two, wasting them. Then they will go to cassava farm, uproot all the cassavas or cut the stems. And you know, once you remove the stem, the cassava is wasted. They will catch the farmers there, they will kill them, or they maim them, they will run away. What are they doing in the National Assembly? We can't go to the farm. Price of foodstuffs are going up every day, and we don't farm. Those days, if you are traveling by road from Lagos to Benin, you will buy everything you want to buy on the road, but today you just stop to buy everything on the road. Because nobody goes to the farm, they cannot come out with it. What are they doing concerning security? That is my own, and their own, what do they call it? The project, constituency project. What are they doing? I watched one woman from Kogi State, the suspended woman. I saw what she put on ground.
All right then. Well, thank you very much, Emeka. Again, once again, so sorry that I couldn't pick you earlier, but thank you for your patience.
Thank you, Emeka. He talked about security. The first place, the basic responsibility of government is the security of lives and properties of the citizen. Mm-hmm. This security challenge that we have in our nation didn't start with this government. I'm not excusing this government for it. It started as far back as 2003. Boko Haram started from Borno State, Yobe State, but it's now all over the nation. And we have a situation where our people, they are not able to go to farm. It has also affected this food security in our nation. They are not only doing it, they are doing it all over the nation, not only in Delta State. As a government, as representative of our people, we have discussed this issue severally. Lately, we set up a committee, a committee of the National Assembly, to do a public hearing nationwide. It might be a zonal public hearing that we have to hold in the 6th geopolitical zone of the Federation. It may even, we are even thinking further to go down. How do we solve this problem permanently? These people that we are calling Boko Haram, these people that are herdsmen, they are Nigerians. Although some of them have been infiltrated by other nationals, causing havoc to our people. But some people here also are collaborating with them. We cannot allow that to continue. Let's face the reality. We cannot, we don't want a situation where we are going to have ethnic warlords all over the country. But this government is also doing a lot. Because at the time, it reduced. If you look at the ones in Kaduna State, Beningwari, the ones in Niger State, the ones in Zamfara State, where it was really bad, they've been dislodged. And those places are now relatively safe. But they have now moved into some other part of the country, some part of the Middle Belt. It's a lot of challenge for our nation. A lot of funds that will have been used for developmental projects across the nation is being spent on this issue of security challenges, kidnapping and all that. You know, there was a time the Southwest came up with their own local Amatekun. some other states also did their own. But I agree with, we are not there yet. But nobody is happy about it.
All right.
The problem didn't start today. Okay. But it is still the responsibility of government to solve it. And he talk about, excuse me, let me answer him.
Yeah, but before...
He talk about sonar intervention project and talk about one senator in Southwest and in Kogi Central. She's doing her own. But she has not done anything compared to what people like us did in our senatorial district. It's not every propaganda that you see on the telly. It's not every propaganda. Most of those things I can tell you, they are propaganda.
Okay.
We are from the same state. She cannot even be compared to what I've done for my people.
Now you're talking about Senator Natasha.
I don't even want to go to Senator Natasha issue, please.
No, but this is the person. This is who you're talking about.
I'm not here for Senator Natasha.
But you referred to her just now.
I'm here to talk about what we can do for our nation.
But you referred to her just now.
We're elected.
But you referred to her just now.
You can go ahead if you want to ask anything about her.
No, I mean, I'm just saying that I just put a name. You were just...
Somebody asked question about. That's why I'm going. Okay, if you want to ask anything, ask. But I'm not here for that.
I hear.
I don't want any diversion.
I'm just supplying the name. Since you are the person who went and touched her,
yes.
I'm just bringing the name that, that's Senator Natasha you're talking about.
Yes.
Oton,
yes.
That's all.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Mazi Okoroafo, apologies, sir. Good morning to you.
Yeah. Good morning, sir. Good morning, I guess. You see, when we talk about the Senate Assembly, the National Assembly, what we are looking at that is the most, that is when you talk about problem about talk, it's so many. But the question now is this. If you look at the aspect of the budget and the program at the Senate Assembly, I was expecting at least to part of like our guest was just said, keep the security reporter, carry one quarter and add it to agric and education to make the team vibrant. Because if you change you see that the Senate, what the Senate are talking that most of these things goes to security every year, which is not heading. Now, even if our guest is talking, the security aspect of it now is something that when they talk, when they will tell that they have covered this amount of billions. What happens when they say they have covered? We don't know how the money goes. Without the money will be back to the CBN or to the federal government. We don't know. So I'm just suggesting them, in as much as every day they discover this amount of money been hanging somewhere, let them bring it and engage it on educational sectors, our agri sectors, to make the things back. When you meet a step, some of these vices we are talking about will reduce. Now, look at what is happening presently now. Nigeria, we're talking about taxes. I think we have seen what is happening now in America. That is why I said, as far as I'm concerned, Trump is the world president that comes in when he comes and policies continue moving. I think we have seen what is Nigerian tax, how much Africa and Nigeria, 14%. You look at China, he said 36. Look at European Union, he said 24%. Now this is the tax.
But you're talking about President Trump. We are in Nigeria.
What is that? It's trying to make sure that African countries like ours now, let us look inward to move our economy. Let us look inward instead of depending on to be consuming content. Good morning, Mazo Kapo from our happy weekend.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Did you want to say anything about that?
In terms of looking inward to develop our country, this government is doing a lot. And we are supporting the government on that.
And especially the president.
The president. I'm talking of
because he's been on so many road shows.
Yeah. I'm talking of President Tinubu.
Yes.
He's doing a lot. Look, in the area of mineral resources development and in this nation, this government is doing a lot. That is an area that we have neglected a lot. A lot of foreigners are mining our resources all over the country. Gold, lithium. We are working hard to put laws in place so that we can take the maximum benefit of our mineral resources in Nigeria. We are working closely with the executive.
Okay.
We will soon come out with a blueprint.
All right. You see, you're a senator of the Federal Republic. You can't believe in my ear here. So many people are wanting to call and talk with you, understandably. Reverend Dominic, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Chief Yore. Good morning to distinguished
Good morning, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. He answered.
I want to talk to the elder statesman there. I want to take you where you want to run away from. How do you think about the image of 10th Assembly?
Is still on the line?
Well, he will be hearing. I think the call dropped.
How do you think about what?
I think he was going to go to Senator Natasha. That was where. How do you? He said, "I want to take you to the area that you don't want to talk about," and the only one that you've expressed a disinterest in talking about, at least in my estimation, is when.
Maybe we'll come back because.
Okay.
Because, you see, this discussion is not about Senator Natasha
at all. But you brought her up.
This discussion is about our responsibility as National Assembly member.
Yes.
Are we living up to our responsibilities?
Yes.
What have we done to better the life of our people? All those side attractions. They touch me here. They touch me there. I don't want to talk about that.
But you brought
we
her
are
up.
elected to serve our people.
But you brought her up.
All
Maybe
those,
inadvertently.
No, somebody brought it up.
Somebody said something.
Let's just leave that.
And well, since you brought it up and everything is fair, and I'm sure there's nothing that will faze you. But I think the point is you don't want to talk about your fellow senator from your state. You are saying that that's not what I want to talk about.
Everything that we need to talk about, that issue, it's been on the national media for how long?
It's been going on for quite a while.
We cannot continue.
And only recently, there was an attempt to recall her.
Excuse me.
And it has now been said that
it
has been thrown out.
That has been...
been thrown out.
It's a side attraction. Even the recall is not our business in the Senate. The recall is being masterminded by our people. Let her go and face our people. By Kogi Central people. They are the one that brought her there. If she has issue with them, let her go and solve it. Whether they throw it out or they don't throw it out, that's not our business.
Okay. But the one thing that I can see personally here is that this is an issue that annoys you.
Yes.
Why, sir?
Because it has caused too much of distraction for that institution. And we have to be focused for the job that we are elected for. We are not elected for all that she has brought to the national discourse in the last 3 months. And we cannot continue like that. Let's face the job that we are elected for.
Okay. I'm trying to be careful here because the last thing I want to do is annoy you. You've come on my show. Thank you very much for that. But at the same time, you as a distinguished senator, and the person we're talking about too, well, you are not talking about her, but I am, is also a distinguished senator.
Yeah.
So we look at calibers like you and her and every other senator, and we say these are people that can hold it all together. And even if it's uncomfortable, they can talk about issues. So this is why I was a bit taken aback when I got the impression that you didn't even want to talk about it at all. That everything that somebody was saying she had done, you said all of this is propaganda. It was a bit strange because people don't, how do they express it? You don't rain on somebody else's cloud, or I forget the expression, but you get what I'm trying to say. And so, I would have thought that there should be solidarity between you because you are both from Kogi State, but apparently it's not like that.
Excuse me, sir. Everything that we got to discuss about Senator Natasha's issue, it's been discussed.
Has been discussed or is being discussed?
It has been discussed.
Okay.
She wants that issue to be the issue that will continue to be trading all over the nation.
Okay.
And that is not the best for our institution.
Okay. Okay.
I want to say it is not the best for the National Assembly as an institution. And we got to move beyond that. We are not there for side attraction, photo op, show up.
Sir,
we are not there.
I have a problem
but
where
we
you're
are
going.
there for
because these are disparaging words.
Yeah.
these are disparaging words, even if I say so. I don't know Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, but when you refer to any matter connected with a distinguished senator of the Federal Republic and call it a sideshow, you know, that you begin to see how an ordinary person like me, who isn't a distinguished, will be taken aback.
Can we be focused? We've been discussing a lot of national issues.
We were, yes.
Talking about the security of the nation.
Until you brought up Senator Natasha yourself.
Somebody else brought it up.
Okay.
Talking about the security of the nation.
All right.
Talking about developmental efforts. Talking about what we can do for the grassroots.
Okay.
Let's concentrate on that.
Okay. And
leave my sister Natasha issue, leave it out of this discussion, please.
Okay. All right then. I guess that's understood. We've done as much as we could, and you've explained to us, can we just not touch on some areas and concentrate on national issues? Right? Okay. Now, Udo, did I get that right?
Yes.
Good morning, Mr. Udo.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Yes, please go ahead.
That man is avoiding Natasha, whatever. One thing I realize.
Well, we didn't get to hear his question. You see, even yourself had to smile. You see, because this is what is going on here. So we'll leave it. Well, we'll just.
There are so many.
There's so many. In fact, so much so that you were going to talk about some of the important jobs that have been done by the National Assembly, by the Senate, which includes this very Senator Natasha and your very good self. But then somehow, I think we'd sort of settled down again. But there was a time when I think I was in danger of having you get angry on the program, and we can't afford that.
No, no. I'm sorry for that.
Okay, so let's continue, if we will, on some of those things that you were saying that require to be highlighted when it comes to the National Assembly.
Okay.
And
I've talked about the NEF fund.
That's right.
Student loan.
Yes.
The national minimum wage bill. I'm also on. There's an important aspect.
Okay, but very briefly, we have only about a minute more.
The Development Commission, that is the baby of this 10th Assembly. Development Commission has been created, the law has been put in place for all the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. This Development Commission will bring about development in a geopolitical zone. Like Southwest, you now have a development commission that will be doing a lot of developmental and projects, infrastructural projects across Southwest. The same thing for other 5 geopolitical zones. That commission was created by this 10th Assembly, 10th National Assembly. It was a law that was brought, it's not an executive creation. It was created by us, and the president accepted it. All the development commission now, they are in place.
Okay.
This year budget alone, I think 170 billion naira was earmarked for each of these development commissions.
I'm afraid
you're going to see a lot of developmental projects going on all over our geopolitical zone. A lot of other things.
Okay. We've run out of time. Senator Sunday Karimi, it's been an interesting and something of an thank you very much for coming on. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Okay then. So that's our program today. Do please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I'm Yori Folani. I beg your pardon, not tomorrow, on Monday for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folani. Bye-bye for now.